2020 has been a year of dramatic change. Our lives are in flux, systemic inequality is in the spotlight, and our response to the looming economic and climate crises hang in the balance. It's a time of pandemic, it's a time of violence, of injustice, a time when the most vulnerable have been the most exposed, and where inequality protects some and exposes others to greater dangers. 2020 has brought wave after wave of crisis, of change, of surprise, and of the strange normality where all of these things coincide with our daily lives. Even in the last few days, those of us in Ireland have seen this with talk of level 5, level 3, and so on. It's been a year that's been profoundly unsettling, and it's also brought profound change. So how do we rise to this challenge? With so much uncertainty, where do we go from here? How do we move forward with purpose? How do we create a new normal built on equality, diversity, sustainability, and human rights for all? One thing for certain about 2020 is that it's shown that when we work together and support each other and make something a collective priority, we're capable of change on a massive scale, opening up new possibilities for how we can move forward. And this conference is an opportunity to come together to unpack 2020 and to explore how we can work together to rise to the challenge. During the next few days, we'll look at an overview of the issues that have been in the spotlight in 2020, COVID-19, systemic racism, the ever worsening climate crisis, the developing economic crisis, and we'll look at these through the frame of global citizenship and human rights. We'll ask ourselves, and hopefully we'll have some answers, how did we get here? What led us to this? What systems and approaches and responses are at play? What is and isn't working? And also, where do we go from here? What could a new normal built on global citizenship look like? And how do we get there from here? And really importantly, we'll connect. So meeting online is not what we usually do, but I suppose a bit like the elbow bump that we've all got used to doing. It might feel strange and awkward at first, but it will create new opportunities for connection and closeness. And we've worked hard in this conference to create those elbow bump spaces for all of us. And by doing all of this, we hope that during the next few days, we'll create a space for learning and for exploration about the seismic changes that are taking place locally and globally during 2020 and how that impacts development education. We'll explore how we can learn from 2020 in order to shape the future that we want. And we'll reaffirm the role of development education and celebrate the brilliant work of this sector in this time of seismic change and into the future. IDEA, as many of you know, is fundamentally a community, a network of individuals and organizations. And the nature of that, and that we're the national network for development education in Ireland. We represent over 70 members involved in the practice, promotion and advancement of development education in formal, non-formal and informal settings. And you can see here now in the slide a summary of what we do and what we're about. We come together to be a voice for development education in Ireland, to support anyone who's involved in education and awareness raising around global citizenship and sustainable development, to raise our voice and to raise awareness of the crucial role that development education plays in achieving an equal, just and sustainable future. And you can see the main areas of our work. We work on strengthening, on increasing the capacity of our sector, for example, through the unique code of good practice that we've developed and is now unique in the world. And you all, the IDEA members, have developed this. Also our pioneering work, expanding the space for development education and illustrating impact. For example, again, the Bridge 47 partnerships that many of you have been involved with, creating new conversations, new partnerships, new exchanges. And thirdly, by championing, by building awareness and advocating for development education to wider audiences through our communications work, through our advocacy work and through things like the vision for 2025 that we have been working on. So If you're not members, many in the room will be members. We would love to welcome you as members to IDEA, and you can find out more information over the next couple of days. So I wanted to thank all of you for coming here today, for joining this discussion, and for joining us during these coming days. I want to thank the members, the working groups, the National Council, all of whom are the lifeblood of IDEA. I want to thank our donors, and delighted that Orla McBreen from Irish Aid is joining us this morning. So Irish Aid, the European Commission, Trócaire, Concern. And I want to thank the IDEA team and Charo for all of the brilliant work that's gone into this conference, and is continuing to go into this conference. So to come back to 2020 and the rising challenges, you can see in the picture behind me that the wave in this picture is static. But of course, we all know that these waves keep on coming. They keep on rising and breaking. Last week, when the poet Derek Mahon died, I came across this line that you can see on the screen, the last line in this poem, which is kind of unsettled and hopeful. And it says, "Sea music, gasp and sigh, slow wash and rustle. Somewhere the wave is forming, which in time." The line isn't finished. The wave is not formed. But right here, with all of us here, a wave is forming. Together we can form a wave, and each of us can be part of that wave. And together we can and will rise to this challenge.